We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. When we see Baba's pictures or images of Prashanti Nilayam, our eyes are drawn to the beautiful garlands and flower arrangements that deck Baba's neck and the mandir. One wonders where from these huge amounts of flowers came. Today we have the story of a flower merchant D.R. Narayanappa and how he was drawn to Sri Baba. When Baba was in Bangalore, Professor Subbarao, with whom Baba stayed at the time, went to the flower market every day to buy flowers and garlands. When D.R. Narayanappa asked him why he needed so many baskets of flowers every single day, Subbarao told him about young Baba and invited him home. Narayanappa became a devotee the very first time he saw Baba. Soon, two of his friends, also flower devotees, flower vendors, came to Subbarao's house. They were so enthralled with Baba that they became regular attendees of bhajans along with Narayanappa. Later they visited Puttaparthi. The picture they paint when they arrived in Puttaparthi is very stark. There was no food available or any other amenities. They cooked some rice in the open and ate it with just green chilies. Or sometimes, if they were lucky, they had the luxury of enjoying rice mixed with yogurt. One day, they made tomato rasam, and Baba relished it so much that these devotees nicknamed him Gojju Swamilu, meaning Swami who loves tomato soup. One is reminded of the time Baba himself would cook the most delicious rasam when he lived with his grandfather, Sri Kondamaraju. Baba used to say that he made the best rasam in town. He must have been really fond of rasam. Baba entertained these devotees by taking them to Chitravati sands. Let us watch.
Such a spiritual magnetism, D.R. Narayanappa. He was selling flowers in Bangalore. So few florists come to Puttaparthi. A very beautiful incident that he narrates is Swami takes them to Chitravati and Swami digs and brings out hot Mysore pak, dripping with ghee. Swami gives it to all these 5 people. And they eat it, and what do they say? Swami, this is Gundappa Mysore pak. There is a hotel called Gundappa Hotel. I think it's still there. Very famous for that particular sweet. And Swami says, yes, I got it from there only, just for you. And then Swami takes them to the Kalpavriksha. And Swami plucks mangoes from there.
Inspired by Baba, Narayanappa and his friends wanted to take out Mysore paks from the sand. They stuck their hands in the sand. Alas, all that they could pull out was more sand. Similarly, when they tried to pluck mangoes from the Kalpavriksha, the tamarind tree, all that they plucked were tamarind leaves. When they were in Puttaparthi, there was an incident where Baba showed his omniscience. Baba informed one of the devotees that burglars had broken into his house in Bangalore, which alarmed him, of course. But Baba added, "Don't worry, I have taken care of it, nothing has been robbed." These flower vendors soon became staunch devotees. One of them, in fact, wanted to move to Puttaparthi and settle there. But later, unfortunately, he was very upset with Baba, for when he went to Baba and asked him to revive his uncle, who passed away suddenly in Bangalore, Baba did not oblige. "I am also like you," he said. "If you cannot give him life, how can I?" The situation got very bitter and he left. Narayanappa was so embarrassed by this unpleasant episode that he did not go to see Baba till 1995, when even though he remained a devotee, he did not go till 1995. Only Baba knows the reason for what he does. Our limited mind has no entry into the dimensions that he operates from. Sometimes he cured people and even revived the dead, but many times he did not. For, as Baba often said, even he cannot remove severe karma of one's previous lifetimes. He could mitigate the effects if the person had strong faith. Divine ways are inscrutable. Baba has said, even if all the scientists in the world experiment for thousands of years, they will not be able to understand my mystery. Raja Reddy, one of Baba's greatest devotees, has rightly said,
analysis should be turned to ourselves and experience should be turned to Bhagavan. You must experience Him. To analyze Him and experience our enjoyments, that is not the solution, in my humble experience. You analyze yourself according to your attitude. You experience Him. How? By following the instruction. Ever be watchful and take in as much of God into you as possible.
My form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Nalini. We find numerous examples of people who were initially doubting Thomases, as Baba called them, but who became staunch devotees once Baba dazzled them with a miracle. The Excise Commissioner Navneet Naidu was one such doubting Thomas, turned into an unwavering devotee. The story goes like this. Even though Navneet Naidu was a skeptic, his wife and children believed in Sri Baba. So they invited Baba to their house, which Baba readily, graciously accepted. During the visit, they conducted bhajans, but Navneet Naidu, a non-believer, would have none of it. He chose to sit outside the house all through the bhajan session. When the bhajans were over, a strange thing happened. Baba rose from his chair and went into an adjoining room and locked himself up. The assembled devotees were perplexed at this action of Baba, but they waited patiently outside. When Baba emerged out of his room, it was midnight. I had gone to Bombay to perform a surgery, explained Baba. Everyone gasped incredulously. Let us watch.
Bombay, he names one hospital. Unfortunately, while narrating this, the devotee had forgotten the name of the hospital, patient's name, and mentions a problem which had to be solved through surgery. And he says that doctor was not able to do it, so I had to go and do it and come. It was very tiring. Navneetam Naidu is hearing all this and he says, what is this person speaking? And Swami goes back into the room. Now, Navneetam Naidu, being an excise commissioner, it's a big post. He was one among the few in Bangalore who owned his own telephone at home. It was a great thing to own a telephone. He booked a call to that hospital and asked for that patient. Gave the name, the name that Swami had said. And they informed that this patient has undergone an intense surgery which became successful in the last minute. Now the patient is sleeping peacefully. What his wife's entreaties could not do for so many weeks, with that one experience, Navneetam Naidu was the first to go and fall at his feet and said, Swami, I surrender. Navneetam Naidu became so enamored with Swami that he felt he wanted to gift Swami something unique. He gifted Swami a dog. Swami kept this dog, possibly till it breathed its last.
We have seen how Baba was received by devotees when he visited them in Bangalore. Bhajans were held in honor of him, flowers and garlands were offered, and crowds gathered and sang the glory of Sri Baba, and so on and so forth. This is understandable because Baba was avatar incarnate. But do you know that Sri Baba received his devotees with equal honor when they visited him in Puttaparthi? It is not surprising given the fact that Baba was love incarnate. Let us watch how Sri Baba played a perfect host when Navneet Naidu and Narasimha Naidu went to Puttaparthi as his guests.
Whatever the devotee does to the Lord also reciprocates. Just as both these, Narasimha and Jagannath, were inviting Swami home and hosting him, Swami said, why don't you come along with me to Puttaparthi? I will host you there. And then Swami arrives. He was staying at that time at Karnam Subhamma's home. And he tells Karnam Subhamma that I've got guests Karnam Subhamma, the great devotee, she says, yes, Swami, your guests are my guests. They can stay. Jagannath Rao Naidu and Narasimha Rao Naidu both stay with Swami. The next morning, Swami takes them around Puttaparthi. He says, see, this is the river, Chitravati. So now there is no water, but actually, when it rains, water will come. In fact, he digs 1 foot from the sand and he says, see, it's wet there is water. He takes them to the nearby village, Janakampalli. They wander through the fields and Swami says, this is high quality, very good sugarcane. There he knows the farmer, jaggery is being made, sugarcane juice, and they drink. They're all very, very happy. Swami was like a friend with these two brothers-in-law.
These two devotees had the most enviable time with Baba. When we hear of such proximity to Sri Baba in those days, we feel sad for we miss such opportunities. But we have to take heart from the fact that Sri Baba chose to come into our lives and made us the recipients of his immense grace.
If at all we have done any good in the past life, we are the recipients of the blessings of our parents and forefathers. That's all crystallized, precipitated, materialized, symbolized into a devotee of Bhagavan Shri Satya Sai Baba. This is a golden opportunity. That means this is not your achievement. I am a devotee. Who said you are a devotee? I have come to Swami, you have not come. You are dragged to him. Pulled literally like baggage in spite of you.
Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.
Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, this is my food.
We at Prashanti offer our humblest pranams at the most sacred lotus feet of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. Welcome brothers and sisters, this is Nalini. In today's episode, we narrate an incident where Sri Baba brought a person by the name of Subramanya Chettiar into his fold by first appearing in his sister Ramalakshmi's dream. Ram Lakshmi had a random dream of a young boy surrounded by a brilliant halo standing on the hood of a huge serpent asking her to come to Puttaparthi. The scene resembled Krishna dancing on the serpent Kaliya. When she woke up, she strongly felt that she should she should follow up on her dream. After inquiring, she found that a place called Puttaparthi did exist about 475 miles away from where she lived. She lost no time in undertaking the long journey. On her arrival to Puttaparthi, she was totally awestruck when she saw young Baba. He was indeed the same divine looking boy who had come in her dream. Baba later cured her of severe asthma termed incurable by doctors. Inspired by the incredible experience of Ramalakshmi, her brother Subramanyam Chettiar arrived in Puttaparthi. Let us watch.
Subramanyam Chettiar, a devotee who started the Paduka festival later, and all these beautiful ornate thrones which we see of Swami in the bhajan hall, the golden chariot we used to enjoy when Swami used to come on it, the statues inside the bhajan hall, the Subramanya statue, the Gayatri statue, the Hanuman statue in the mandir, all of those were given by this yeoman devotee of Swami, Subramanya Chettiar. This was one family which was drawn by a single dream.
Baba has called thousands of people to himself by appearing in their dream. Let's watch a fascinating story of a man in New York who had the same dream every night for 3 months, which brought him to Puttaparthi.
I had a dream that I was a detective and that I was in a house investigating a murder. Everywhere I went in the house, there was that photo. I'd open the medicine cabinet in the bathroom and the same photo would be inside. At the end of the dream, I come to a bedroom with a low, flat dresser and a big mirror over the top. Stuck in the middle of the mirror is the same photo. The whole top of the dresser is covered with ashes, and the ashes seem to be falling from the photo. Someone with their finger has written a phone number in the ashes. And I saw that phone number, and in my dream, I pull out a notepad and I write it down. And the dream ends. Next night, I had the dream again. Next night, I had the dream 2 times. And as the weeks progressed, I started having the dream all night long. I'd fall asleep and dream it again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 times in a night, I'd have the dream. Finally, a friend said to me, why don't you keep a pad next to the bed and try to write it down the moment you wake up? I finally put a pad of paper next to my bed and a pencil. By maybe after a week, I finally had what looked like a whole phone number. And I called the number, very scared. Someone answered, and I said, oh, I probably have a wrong number. I said, well, I had a dream, and I saw this phone number in my dream. And he said, oh, that doesn't sound weird to me at all. And I said, well, you know, I've been having this recurring dream every night for the last 3 months. I'm dreaming about this African guy with a big afro wearing an orange robe. And he said, oh yeah, that's my guru. I get calls like this all the time. His name is Sai Baba, and he lives in India. He said, you know, we have a group that meets every week for prayer and meditation, and we study his teachings. It's tonight. Why don't you come? It's in Manhattan. He gave me the address.
It was a real number.
It was a real number, and the guy knew who I was talking about. I had all day to kill. I wasn't working that day. So I was walking past a used bookstore, and what do I see but a book? And it has the exact same photo from my dream.
Oh.
And the book is called Transformation of the Heart. I was just stunned. You know, I picked up the book and I ran inside and paid for it. Every day I was praying, God, please send me my teacher. Please send me my teacher. And I ended up at the Sai Center. And it was the exact same photo from my dream and the exact same photo from the cover of the book. I thought, you must be in the right place. It was about 3 months before Baba's 70th birthday at the time. The center was making all kinds of preparations for a huge group trip to Puttaparthi. And the president of the center said, you know, we've got these extra tickets, would you like to come? And I said, wow, of course, I'd love to come. We got on a plane and we came to Bangalore. First thing I saw at the Bangalore airport was a huge photo of Swami. And what photo was it? It was the same photo from my dream. So we get to the ashram and I got dressed and we ran to darshan. He stepped onto that white marble path as he walked so gracefully and all the way to me, staring straight at me. And he said, in that sweet, soft little voice, where did you come from? And I said, I came from New York. And he said, what is your name? And I said, I'm Brian. He said, out of the blue, it took you 3 months to figure out the dream? And I was thrown into shock. I forgot everything. I forgot even that he was standing there. He told me, I arranged all of this, and now I've come here to tell you, have no doubt, I know everything.
Thank you for watching Prashanti. Jai Sai Ram.